gives me great pleasure to welcome you, graduates, spouses, parents, families, and guests of the 2015 College of Engineering Convocation. We are pleased to have with us Lisa Eccles and Justin Spangler, representing the University of Utah Board of Trustees, and John H. Jack Zenger from the Utah Board of Regents. We are truly honored by the presence of David W. Pershing, Distinguished Professor of Chemical Engineering, former Dean of Engineering and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, and now President of the University of Utah. Please join me in welcoming these distinguished guests. Our convocation exercises will begin with a rendition of the national anthem by Brenda Richardson Brown.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, his broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets that glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land and the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. You may be seated. This is a day of celebration for you graduates as you contemplate the conclusion of your studies and the beginning of the next phase of your lives, whether that next step is your first job as a graduate, more schooling, or a few weeks of well-earned vacation. It is also a momentous day for your families who have supported you in many ways throughout your studies. I congratulate all of you for choosing a rigorous degree program and for seeing it through to completion. Graduation is an important milestone. You have proven to yourselves that you can reach your goals. If you Google hardest college majors, as I did yesterday, you will find unanimous confirmation of what you knew from personal experience. The degrees offered in the College of Engineering require the most study time, are hardest to keep a good GPA, and offer the best starting salaries of any bachelor's degrees. There has never been a better time to graduate in engineering or computer science than today. Large technology companies, government entities, and startups across the U.S., and particularly in Utah, are pleading for more graduates from top-tier engineering colleges. As graduates of the University of Utah, you are well prepared for the challenges and opportunities of our time, and there are plenty of both. Whenever I'm at a university-wide event, such as commencement last evening, friends from other colleges and the community ask, "How are things in engineering?" My answer is always positive, but this year, as you graduates celebrate your personal accomplishments, I would like you to know that the College of Engineering also has much to celebrate. Let me share a few stories from the lives of our alumni. Last evening at commencement, the university awarded 3 honorary doctorate degrees, its highest honor. One of these was given to Mark Fuller, a 1976 graduate of civil engineering, whose senior project was a laminar flow fountain. Mark worked for Disney, where he designed water features and special effects, and then in 1983 co-founded WET, the company that has designed the world's most innovative water and fire-based fountains. The company has built more than 250 fountains, including the $100 million Dubai fountain, the fountains of Bellagio in Las Vegas, the waters of Olympic Park in Sochi, Russia, and in Salt Lake City, the Gateway Fountain, Olympic Games Cauldron, and the fountains at City Creek. You have probably all seen a number of Mark's fountains, including the laminar flow fountain at the entry of the Warnock Engineering Building. His choreographed fountains are so compelling that cyberspace is full of YouTube videos of them. Last summer, my wife and I were at a conference held at the South Wharf in Melbourne, Australia. As we walked along the bank of the Yarra River in front of the Crown Casino, we were startled when 8 giant fireballs suddenly launched from what is called the gas brigades and continued to burn as they floated high into the air. It was a stunning sight. I said, "This has to be the work of Mark Fuller." And when we got back to the hotel, that was easy to confirm. Fast Company named Mark one of the most creative people in business. He has built iconic features all over the world. We are proud that he has been recognized by the university with an honorary doctorate. In the Academy Awards Scientific and Technology category this year, 59 individuals were honored. Only one was a woman, Colette Mullenhoff, who received a master's degree in computer science from the University of Utah in 1998. Colette came here for her master's degree because of the U's excellent reputation in computer graphics. Her thesis was titled Physically Based B-Spline Surface Sculpting. The Academy Award she won with 3 co-workers from Industrial Light and Magic was for a set of physically based design tools for interactive surface sculpting called the Shape Sculpting System. I think you can see a pattern emerging here. University of Utah student projects leading after years of hard work to world-class accomplishments. High honors were received this year by another of the college's alumna, Gretchen McLean. Because her father worked for Hercules Aerospace, Gretchen grew up watching rocket launches and dreamed of working at NASA herself. She earned her BS at the U in mechanical engineering in 1984 and started her own career in the aerospace industry with Grumman Corporation before joining NASA in 1990. At NASA, she served as Deputy Director for Spaceflight and as Chief Director of the International Space Station Program, with responsibility for a $2 billion annual budget. She went on to become founding CEO of the global water technology company Xylem, where she was one of only 24 women in the Standard & Poor's 500 index. It is hard to predict where opportunities will lead our graduates, but with their dreams and a top engineering education, you might say that the sky is the limit. The reputations of our departments, our college, and the university as a whole are largely dependent upon the accomplishments of our alumni. As I saw over the past few weeks, the senior projects from mechanical engineering's Design Day, the games produced by our top-ranked engineering arts and entertainment arts and engineering program, the posters from Bioengineering's Senior Symposium, and the clinic projects of ECE, I couldn't help wondering which of these might lead to great careers for our class of 2015? You have the knowledge and the confidence to have a big impact on the world. One of the things that has made your education great is that your professors are doing leading-edge research, competing successfully with top scholars from across the country for federal funding to work on the most important challenges of our time. The environment of a research university makes an engineering education much richer, even for the undergraduates. In the past decade, the research expenditures of our college have increased more than 3 times, and the number of scholarly publications and patents have grown commensurately. A decade ago, our tenure-track faculty members and their graduate students published 398 peer-reviewed conference papers and journal articles. Last year, the number had grown to 1,086. I commend our faculty for the tremendous growth in research and scholarship that they have brought about in the college. They have also been involved in commercializing the inventions from their labs. In the past 9 years, the College of Engineering has spun out 53 companies, 43 of which are still operating. In all of these ways, we disseminate the fruits of our research efforts for the benefit of society in general and the taxpayers of the state of Utah in particular. I am certainly happy to be in Utah, where, thanks to an explosion in the high-tech industry, the gross state product has grown by 75% in the last decade, where the state budget is always balanced and usually runs in excess, and where the state legislature recognizes the importance of engineering and computer scientists to the economy. This year, they allocated $3.5 million of ongoing funding and $1 million of one-time funding to the engineering initiative to further grow the number of engineering graduates in the state. The need for more engineering graduates has been a focus of government officials from the White House to our state legislature, and the University of Utah is often mentioned as a model for other schools to emulate, since we have doubled the number of graduates from this college over the past 15 years. It will be August before we know for sure how many students have met all of the graduation requirements for this year, but I can tell you that we have 100 more students marching this year than last. So indications are that you are the largest graduating class in the 120-year history of the college. The College of Engineering is still growing in both size and quality of faculty, student body, and research, and has every intention of continuing these trends to meet the needs of our state and to improve its stature among peer institutions. As you graduates go forward in your careers and ongoing education, I have every confidence that you will put your energy and education to work in ways that will benefit the world for good. I am proud of each and every one of you. Hard work has brought you to this significant milestone. I wish you well and encourage you to stay connected to the college in the years ahead. Your professors love to hear from you, and your classmates can become not only lasting friends, but a valuable network of professional colleagues. You graduates and your families and friends should all be pleased with your accomplishments. You have graduated from a Pac-12 school in the most demanding of disciplines. The world is waiting for you to make it a better place. Congratulations. And now, before we begin awarding diplomas, we will recognize some faculty, students, and friends who have made outstanding contributions to the college. An indication of the quality of the young faculty we have hired is the number of them who have received the National Science Foundation Early Career Development Award. This prestigious award supports the research of junior faculty members who exemplify the role of teacher scholars through outstanding research, excellent teaching, and the integration of education and research within the context of the university's mission. I would like to recognize Mariah Meyer. Would you please stand? Mariah received a career award starting in the last 12 months, and we're very proud of her along with all of the other members of our faculty who've received this award. Thank you, Mariah. The Calvin S. and Janelle N. Hatch Prize for Teaching is a university-level award given to a faculty member who has made outstanding contributions to teaching at the University of Utah for an extended period of time. I am pleased to recognize Douglas A. Christensen, a professor of bioengineering and electrical and computer engineering, as a recipient of the Hatch Prize for 2015. Doug, would you please stand? Professor Christensen received this award at a special university ceremony 2 weeks ago. For the past 44 years, Professor Christensen has been a model teacher in our College of Engineering. He was the prime mover in developing the undergraduate degree program in bioengineering. He has had much to do with defining the bioengineering curriculum, developing courses, and advising students. He was the principal investigator of an NSF Innovation in Engineering Education grant that developed an accelerated dual degree program in biomedical engineering. Every semester, Doug gets letters from me congratulating him on being in the top 15% of our faculty on course evaluations. When he teaches 2 courses, he usually gets 2 letters. He has a gift for stimulating greater interest in the subject matter and for helping students assimilate new knowledge. His research interests range from electromagnetics to optics to ultrasound. In addition to his scholarly journal publications, he has authored 4 textbooks and 10 book chapters. His texts have disseminated his approach to teaching bioelectromagnetics and ultrasonic instrumentation to many other classrooms around the world. Over the years, he has received many teaching recognitions, including the College of Engineering Outstanding Teaching Award, the University of Utah Distinguished Teaching Award, and the ASUU Student Choice Teaching Award. Doug, your pedagogical skill, passion for teaching, and concern for students make you a model to which all of our faculty can aspire. Your Hatch Prize for Teaching brings honor to the whole college. The Early Career Teaching Award is given to young faculty members who have made outstanding contributions to teaching at the University of Utah, specifically to those who have developed innovative teaching methods and a commitment to enhancing student learning. I am pleased to recognize Matthew Francoeur, Assistant Professor in Mechanical Engineering, as a recipient of the University Early Career Teaching Award. Matthew, would you please come forward? This award was also made at a university event earlier this spring. It didn't take long for Professor Francoeur to become a favorite among University of Utah faculty and students. In just 5 years, he has received the ASUU Student Choice Teaching Award, the Mechanical Engineering Outstanding Teaching Award, and the College of Engineering Outstanding Teacher Award. Dr. Francoeur has received multiple grants from the National Science Foundation for his work in thermal fluid sciences, including the NSF Career Award. As the student feedback shows, he is able to connect with students whether in a graduate course or in a classroom of 100. I am very pleased to have Dr. Frank Coor on our faculty. This University Early Career Teaching Award is richly deserved and portends a great future at the University of Utah. Please join me in congratulating Professor Frank Coor. Each year at Convocation, the College of Engineering presents the Distinguished Service Award to an individual who has given extraordinary service to engineering education. This year, the college honors David G. Jorgensen, an alumnus of Electrical and Computer Engineering, class of 1961. Mr. Jorgensen, would you please come forward? With his newly minted EE degree, David accepted a position in an engineering development program at Boeing. While in Seattle, he earned an MBA at the University of Washington. In 1964, he accepted a position at the Stanford Research Institute, primarily doing government consulting work. He was soon accepted into an engineering PhD program at Stanford University, an academic endeavor he put on hold to launch a computer startup company that he later sold. In 1972, Mr. Jorgensen accepted a position with DataQuest, a high-tech market research company, and in 1981 he became Chief Executive Officer of DataQuest, now part of the Gartner Group. David achieved a long-time professional goal in 1979 when he founded Caton Corporation, now one of the world's largest suppliers of OEM-compatible consumables for office equipment. David remained with the company for more than 20 years and helped build it from a small independent business to one with international offices and $350 million in sales per year before it was sold in 2002. Today, he channels his energy toward the Free to Choose network, which promotes human freedom and economic freedom, and to the work of the David and Annette Jorgensen Foundation. Through the foundation, David and Annette have supported an array of nonprofit entities and educational organizations, including the University of Utah College of Engineering. When the College of Engineering announced its annual scholarship challenge in 2013, the Jorgensens responded with a transformative gift to establish a program of renewable scholarships that can support students from their freshman year through graduation. In just 3 years, the foundation has funded a total of 61 scholarships. 7 recipients have graduated, and there are currently 22 Jorgensen scholars. In addition to the Distinguished Service Award, we have presented a $2,500 scholarship in David's name to bioengineering student Chris Eichsenberger in recognition of his academic achievements and service to the community. Chris is currently serving as an officer for Chi Epsilon, the Civil Engineering Honor Society, and is a member of the Global Medical Brigades and served on the ASUU's Freshman Council. Chris is currently employed as an engineering ambassador and as an essay grader for Canyon School District. Thank you, David, for your unprecedented investment in our students' success. Your generosity is making a huge difference in the lives of University of Utah students.
Thank you.
As mentioned earlier, the biggest news of the year for engineering education in Utah was the investment made by the Utah State Legislature in the Engineering Initiative. In recognition of Jeff Rogers' critical role in this accomplishment, the College of Engineering is honoring him as an honorary engineering alumnus. Jeff, would you please join me at the podium? During the intense and often emotional 2015 Utah legislative session, the Utah Technology Council scored an impressive victory by securing $3.5 million of ongoing funding and $1 million of one-time money for engineering education at Utah's public universities. The request was driven by industry. While the need for top engineers and computer scientists is good news for our graduates, the talent shortage among Utah companies is a serious problem. With over 70,000 jobs, Utah's tech sector makes up 10% of the state's payroll. Leading a truly valiant effort to secure the funding request was Jeff Rogers, lobbyist and partner at Paul Rogers and Associates from Provo. While Jeff represented 37 clients in the 2015 legislative session and had 9 other UTC priority bills to look after, it was clear to me that he gave his heart and soul to UTC's top priority, the engineering initiative. With determination and skill that was impressive to watch, Jeff led the industry-backed effort through 7 weeks of intensive one-on-one lobbying, committee presentations, backroom negotiations, and nerve-wracking last-minute deal-making. For those not familiar with the process, a request can be riding high in the morning and be gone by the same afternoon. Through it all, Jeff basically lived at the Capitol, making sure the engineering initiative not only survived, but received high-level consideration. Thanks to his efforts, the engineering initiative received the largest incremental increase in funding since the initiative began in 2001. It would be difficult to overstate the profound impact these funds will have on colleges and universities from Logan to Dixie. Thanks to Jeff, UTC, and our industry partners, an additional 250 engineering and computer science professionals per year will join Utah's workforce. Their high-paying jobs will add substantially to the tax base, and their innovations will pave the way to growth for existing companies and the creation of new companies. In recognition of his heroic efforts during the session, the College of Engineering is honoring Jeff as its first ever honorary engineering alumnus. Congratulations, Jeff. We also recognize each year a graduating senior who has shown outstanding leadership in student organizations. Although participation in such organizations is optional, the leadership experience one can gain in this kind of service can be invaluable in preparing students for a professional career. We are impressed that our student leaders find the time and energy to serve their fellow students. As a means of recognizing such service, we have established the Outstanding Graduating Student Leadership Award. This year, the recipient is Brian Zanger. Brian, would you please join me at the podium? Brian is graduating from the Department of Bioengineering. He has served as a Bioengineering Student Advisory Council member, a University of Utah Teaching Committee Board member, a University of Utah Pre-Medical Society Executive Board member, a Benyon Center Student Board representative, a Men's League soccer captain, and president of the Students for Big Brothers, Big Sisters. Brian is a member of the Phi Kappa Phi Honor Society and the Tau Beta Pi Engineering Honor Society. He is currently working as a research assistant in the Comprehensive Arrhythmia Research and Management Center, CARMA, where he analyzes MRI images of the heart. He has also worked as a research assistant in the Scientific Computing and Imaging Institute, where he developed a defibrillation model for MRI images. As a member of Bench to Bedside team, Brian was involved in designing biomedical devices for women's health and developing a mobile app that encourages better diabetes management. His work experience and team projects have provided an incredibly broad and practical view of healthcare. He has authored a peer-reviewed conference publication and has several conference presentations. Congratulations, Brian, on your outstanding record. We wish you every success. We have asked Brian to be our student speaker this year, so Brian, I will turn the time over to you.
My education has taught me a lot of things, but one that I think all engineers hold near and dear to their heart is their humor and technical discussions. After spending 4 years of my life practically 24/7 in the Warnock and Merrill engineering buildings, I find myself walking slower around people having conversations just to overhear their exciting discussions. So to all of you who think we engineering grads have no social skills or sense of humor, you are sorely mistaken. You just haven't been trained to speak our language. To give you a taste of what you are missing, here are some examples. Ready? 4 engineers are traveling in a car: a mechanical engineer, a chemical engineer, an electrical engineer, and a computer engineer. The car breaks down. "Sounds to me as if the pistons have seized. We'll have to strip down the engine before we can get the car working again," says the mechanical engineer. "Well," says the chemical engineer, "it sounded to me as if the fuel might be contaminated. I think we're going to have to clear out the fuel system." "I thought it might be a grounding problem," says the electrical engineer, "or maybe a faulty plug lead." They all turn to the computer engineer, who has been silent, and ask, "Well, what do you think?" The computer engineer responds, "Perhaps we should turn the car off and on again." It gets even better. Or this one. 2 atoms are walking down the street. Says one to the other, "Hey, I think I lost an electron." The other says, "Are you sure?" The atom responds, "Yes, I'm positive." This is just a taste of the delightful humor in engineering, but what if everyone, everywhere understood and felt uncontrollable laughter when they heard these jokes? It would be like the entire world was the Warnock Engineering Building. But seriously, many surveys now show that our knowledge of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, otherwise known as the STEM subjects, is limited. In 2014, the National Science Foundation survey of the American population, researchers asked 21 true or false questions about the basic laws of science. Some that really stood out to me were true or false. The greenhouse effect is caused by the use of nuclear power. True or false, lasers work by sound waves. True or false, atoms are smaller than electrons. How would you guess the American population fared? 80% got them right? 90% got them right? Actually, fewer than 60% of the American population answered these questions correctly. Much of the American public is not clear on the basic laws of chemistry, physics, and biology. But why is it important for everyone to understand and consider STEM in their everyday lives? Those graduating today from the university with degrees in English, literature, philosophy, history, all have a vocabulary and world of their own, a familiarity with key historical events, trends, and figures in their respective fields. And I am not pretending to fully appreciate the complexities and cultural contributions of these fields. So how can I assume that others must, on some level, engage with science and engineering and enter into the world of the Warnock Engineering Building? I would assert that a collective lack of STEM literacy impedes our societal development. First, our world is only going to get more technologically complex. I believe that increased STEM literacy and expanding scientific communities outside our respective buildings will lead to a greater cross-pollination between scientific ideas and experts in other fields, improving our world, our collective welfare, and the richness of our lives. More fundamentally, STEM is essential to understand both the greatest advances and the most important challenges of our time. An example of the practical implications of STEM literacy. Through a 50-year commitment and a collective effort of scientists and the public, measles was all but eradicated from this country in 1996. However, since 2010, the average number of measles cases has skyrocketed, peaking last year at over 600. In the first 3 months of 2015, 178 cases have been reported. This puts us on track for setting yet another record. These outbreaks cost the country hundreds of thousands of dollars, and worst of all, impact lives of children, teens, and their families. Many, if not all of these measles cases are due to the public's continued confusion about the side effects of vaccines in children. Popular media and news outlets share information with the public that they do not fully comprehend or critically evaluate. Active disinformation campaigns with questionable truth or credibility confuse our public deliberately. A shortage of STEM literacy and a lack of the public's ability to critically think about the scientific research and issues that affect their lives and their pocketbooks. While many of us graduating today believe that this will be our last, that our education ends today, I urge you to think that this is simply the beginning. Some will say that we walk away from campus with our degrees, substantiating our accomplishments, with no further obligation to either pursue education or pass it on to others. However, I suggest the opposite. I suggest that as professionally educated scientists and engineers, we have a responsibility to use our energy, our skills, and the gift of this education that we have received to help improve society, to solve problems, and to help others tap into the amazing resources that technology has to offer. We should expand the walls of the Warnock Engineering Building to engage our colleagues in other disciplines. A famous quote from Jeffrey Garton that applies to every engineer is, "A vision without execution is an illusion." Many students have stood where I do now and aspire to similar ideas. So how do we actually execute on the goal of increasing STEM literacy? I have 3 suggestions. First, I urge you to invest in the public education system. Secretary of Education Arne Duncan has explained that high schools are not preparing students with the skills and knowledge necessary to excel after graduation. Only 1 in 4 students graduate college ready in the core subjects of English, reading, math, and science. Use your talents as trained scientists and engineers to write your congressperson. Give financial support, time, or teaching materials to help future generations understand science by being trained to understand it. Second, communicate respectfully. Many people develop antagonism for scientists and engineers because they feel they are being talked down to or simply not being talked to at all. Don't be elitist. Recognize that not everyone speaks our language and understands our wonderfully dry humor. This requires careful word choice, creative approaches, patience, and understanding during your explanations, despite how obvious things may seem to you. Also, please understand that communication goes both ways. If you expect others to spend time learning our language, then we must spend time learning theirs. Third, listen carefully and make observations. We as engineers and scientists are taught how to take careful and precise measurements of things that cannot even be seen. Sometimes we dismiss others' opinions as immediately false or incorrect after only one statement or because of a personal bias. But instead, we must hear the entire argument. Many times we underutilize a fundamental innate sense, that of listening to others. Generations are not defined by the accomplishments of a single person. They are defined by their collective effort and the way in which, in their time, they changed the world. No one of us can stem the tide of scientific misunderstanding or resistance to scientific concepts. Through our educations, we have been prepared to be involved outside our respective fields and be leaders in science, policy, and in our communities. As we unite and serve as active members of the community, we will promote more STEM growth than any generation has ever seen. This begins with a commitment to the idea that all people, whether artists, businesswomen, engine mechanics, sales clerks, social service representatives, government bureaucrats, doctors, teachers, or even lawyers, yes, even lawyers, must on some level engage with STEM in their everyday lives. It will take all of us to expand the walls of the Warnock Engineering Building to encompass more than the physical walls on campus. It is my great pleasure to join all of you as we go forth together, part of the next era of engineers and scientists, motivated and devoted to enhancing STEM literacy in our immediate communities, wherever we may live, and expanding the walls of the Warnock Engineering Building. Through communication and meaningful collaboration, we can be the generation that creates the first STEM-literate global network, a network that can produce limitless advances, opportunities, and more questions that will change the way we look at the world. I'd like to thank the College of Engineering for this opportunity to speak to you. I thank the college on behalf of all of us for its contribution it has made through its faculty and staff to each of our futures. Most importantly, I thank our families, and I thank you, my fellow classmates and graduates, for sharing your humor, your intelligence, and your friendship with me these past years. We have created a great collective experience at this, one of the finest colleges in the country. Good luck to us all.
Thank you, Brian. I would now like to introduce the 5 students who graduated from engineering with honors. Would these students stand as I read their names? Please hold your applause until they are all standing. Zachary Bias, Electrical Engineering. Mark Coury, Biomedical Engineering. Andrew Pagels, Biomedical Engineering. Andrew Taggart, Biomedical Engineering, and Rosalie Waller, Biomedical Engineering. Please join me in congratulating these students. They've truly gone beyond the requirements of the degree. We will now award the diplomas. I invite President Pershing, along with Associate Deans Nahada and Eddings, Regent Zenger, and Trustees Eccles and Spangler to join me in congratulating the graduates. Faculty and department chairs who wish to participate in the hooding of their PhD candidates or who wish to personally congratulate any student are invited to line up in front of the first rows of seats on the floor. As some students come forward, you will notice that they will be wearing an orange braid on their regalia. This signifies that they were in the top 10% of their department's graduating class.
I just realized this must be our largest graduating class. I've never seen so many bottles of water. I'll apologize in advance for any names that aren't what the parents intended. Candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Bioengineering: Nicholas Nolta. Huang Chao. Priti Sankara Narayanan. Saurav Kole. Juan Jose Martinez. Michael Ferguson. Christopher Welch. Arnold David Cortez. Wang Yi. And now candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Chemical Engineering. Benjamin Schroeder. Alexander Aboud. Eric Browser. Raul Valesco. Hokmin Guang. Zhou Jing. Jia Yunlu. Wang Xijing. Tang Tran. Vasily Charnovtsev. Hossein Gahasi. And now candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Environmental Engineering. Carrie Kelly. Candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Civil Engineering. Irfan Gaharnian. Ramesh Nalpani. Thomas Kim. Zhao Xinyu. Lin Qingjie. Thomas Hales. James Allen Cox. Shannon Colleen Reynolds. Candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Nuclear Engineering. Christian Amidi Ajay. Candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Science. Lin Jing. Ashakul Kadar. Candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Computing. Anuja Sharma. Wang Bo. James Fishbaum. Ben Jones. Ashley Geining. Joshua DeBaver. Hirsch Bhatia. Gopal Krishna Vini. Yu Yanyun. And now candidates for the degree in electrical and computer engineering, Andrew Fisher. And now candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical Engineering, Precious Cantu. Wang Jingqi. Shomit Das. William Lee. Audrey Novak. Tim Pruss. Miguel Angel Rodriguez. Melanie Maras. Liu Xushan. Zhang Yuying. And now candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Material Science and Engineering. Hugh Han. Michael Signatovich. Megan Campbell Prescott. Gene Philip Siegel. Hu Zhangshi. Ming Wenmei. Zhang Lei. Benjamin Ross Bunas. And now for candidates of Doctor of Philosophy in Mechanical Engineering, Seth Lorenzo Craig III. Michael Johnson. Li Huizong. Hari Juyamonhan. Shaker Rakurti. Sajid Mohammed Jazdi Janan. Brian Bailey. And now candidates for Master of Science in Bioengineering. Katie Iowa.
Masters of Science in Computer Science. Varma Kamili.
Zach B. Kagan.
Shivam Sharma.
Theodore Shomei.
Asim Gopte. Tulasi Ram Aravapali.
Veena Kastaspan.
Hitesh Raju.
Thomas Russell.
Prashant Wagulti.
Andrew Wilcox.
Muktesh Kole.
Timothy Pickett.
Arun Alam Seti.
Alvin Lay.
Harish Kumar Dasare.
Samuel Thomas.
Sridharan Chandvamule.
Matthew Ackerman.
Sriram Apusami Subramanian.
Now on the north side, we have Masters of Science in Chemical Engineering, Spencer Donald Nish.
Saru Singh.
And now Masters of Science in Petroleum Engineering, Alan Walker.
Aravind Sengutavan.
Jacob Isaac K. Abraham.
Vinil Venkatayala Marthi.
Nigatu Workner.
Shital Gaikwad.
Miseret Belena.
Grace Akpan.
And now candidates for the combined degree of Bachelor of Science and Masters of Science in Chemical Engineering, Walter Joseph Wauser.
Matthew Palmer.
Candidates for the Master of Science in Civil Engineering, Anurag Upanadhyaya.
Kyle Atkinson.
Jaykant Pantali.
Shailesh Alba.
Nikesh Reddy Coletti.
Shravanthi Mandar.
Kailash Tatineni.
Deepika Soundirajan.
Fernando Castillo.
Rushmi Pathak.
Sydney Gold.
Panam Aikulakar Vene.
George Elliott.
Geetha Srikumar.
Andrew Madsen.
Rushmi Mishra.
Nala Jaff.
Shinran Wow.
Civil Engineer.
Yang Tian Sun.
Jeff Huber.
Shofeng Hao.
Mason J. Palmer.
Meng Tian.
Tyler Berg.
He He Feng.
And now candidates for Master of Science in Nuclear Engineering, Samantha Page Winkle.
Combined degree of Bachelor of Science and Masters of Science in Computer Science.
Matthew Eklund.
James Mitchell.
Christina Bawamonde.
Nevin Martin.
Candidates for the combined degree of Bachelor of Science and Masters of Science in Material Science and Engineering, J.D. Bodell.
Braden Edmonds.
Candidates for the Masters of Science in Mechanical Engineering, Bishvisha Abrati.
Devin Eakins. Master of Science in Computing, Michelle Pramathka.
Bivisha Abrati.
Yong Shen.
David Rishi.
Manusa Prasad.
Raul Paniker.
Natalie Villa.
Varun Vasudhiran.
Ron Romero.
Mohammed Abul Naim.
Christopher Fahim.
Jeffrey Naylor.
Pradeep Kumar Konda.
Matthew Lyon.
Diva Raz.
Brady Bradshaw.
Sumeda Singla.
Jay Kim.
Arusha Bushi Reddy Gari.
Kevin Nye.
Praveen Kumar Shanmugam.
Corey Christensen.
Cheyenne Day. Masters of Entertainment, Arts, and Engineering. Rachel Leiker.
Stephen Bornhoft.
Christina Cullinger.
Candidates for the combined degree of Masters of Science and Masters of Business Administration and Mechanical Engineering, Brett Minson.
Ryan Butcher.
Candidates for the degree, combined degree of Bachelors of Science and Masters of Science in Mechanical Engineering, Scott Hall.
Cheyenne Sumshun.
Candidates for the Masters of Science in Electrical Engineering, Sadhajit Misra.
Siddharth Gupta.
Midmay Bubar Raman.
Kyle Chittenden.
Purad Puranran.
Matthew Jensen.
Apratim Mujumdar.
Corey Haltener.
Taylor Sibit Cum Laude.
Saumya Mukul.
Katie First. MBA MS.
Tristan Thorpe.
Greg Manushkin.
Christopher Charrington. Nathan Nash.
Farhana Mashid.
Tyler Ricks.
Jelko Divkovic.
Mark Breeden.
Nia Dam.
Jean G. John.
Varun Suresh.
Pei Duin Zhou.
Ajay Binding Navale.
Min Ya Lin.
Yuvraj Shinidai.
Jing Zun.
Sahil Kolidivya.
Hu Han Shen.
Yogesh Shinrandhar.
Jingwei Dong.
Sinath Kumar.
Julian Yuan Ju.
Venkatesh Kurahati.
Wali Li.
Akhilia Gundu.
Suyin Chang.
Venkataranan Mahaling Aman.
Aileen Liu.
Bavritra. It's going to take me to read this writing. Isatavan Malathi.
Skip Fowler.
Siddharth Kapoor.
James Hulsa.
Abhinav Mantur.
Owen Peterson.
Stephen Neil Jenkins.
Joe Rozak.
Ma Hongyu.
Brenton Walker.
Yang Zhe.
Christopher Nadel.
Jia Meng.
Rodley Rodriguez.
Prajata Manini.
Alan Alvarado.
Pravi Raj Sampara.
Travis Turner.
Harsha Gadaraju.
Bradley Dodia.
Ravnath Rajabani.
Robert Guest.
Chaitanya Bamu.
Mark Jarman.
Shakti Chaganti.
Vinod Madigari.
Joshua Dwayne Smith. Bradley Bunnell.
Swapnul Sawant.
And now candidates for the combined degree of Bachelors of Science and Masters of Science in Electrical Engineering. Colin Robert Morrell.
Siddharth Buvsar.
Randy Kellen Madsen.
Abhishek Verma.
Dallas Keith Johnson.
Jen Francis.
Jordan Basic.
Dana Stevenson.
Zachary Wise.
John Schwartz.
Eric Hare. Wong Wen. Nicole Barnick. Zachary Wilcox. And Andrew Paulson.
Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Engineering. Marissa Lynn Record.
And on the north side, Bachelors of Science in Chemical Engineering, Chase Michael Ellett.
Marcus Foote.
Jonathan Lamb.
Blake Zimmerman.
Victor Clyde Crane.
Rachel Sear.
Race Warburton.
Alexis Johnson.
Robert Barton Simmons.
Patrick Colbay.
Austin Stephen Eiting.
Brian Zenger.
Jessica Hansen Elmadhoun.
Nolan Osberg.
Caitlin May Bramil.
Zachary Jones.
Dean Ball.
Matthew Holbrook.
Nicholas Aaron Jensen.
Keenan Wells.
Andrew Bezjean.
Andrew Miller.
Luke Koyman.
Kenneth Howard Louie.
Scott Wallingford.
Kent Ogden.
Cody Barnhill.
Kyle Burke.
Russell Rosenloff.
Thomas Newell.
Ben Silcox.
Kelsey Ann Hatchnick.
Julia Moe.
Taylor Scheinblum.
Andrew Simon Litka.
Blair Jarrett.
Derek Stocking.
Marcia Christikis Comas.
Mason Berger.
Daniel Rojas Leon.
Eric Hacking.
Sean Finley.
Bethany Cox.
Laura Tatum.
Nathan Hamilton.
Garvin Tran.
Chad Curtis.
Taryn Young.
Taylor Duffin.
Justin Alsop.
Zeng Andong.
Taylor Fowers.
Zhang Yi.
Rosalie Waller.
So Young An.
Eric Olson.
Timothy Jones.
Mira Ragavan.
Jeff Caldwell.
Young Zhao.
Alyssa Ann Grace Draper.
Xin Young.
Kelsey Thompson.
Benjamin DeVinny.
Michael Scott.
Sarah Scott.
Paulina Bekova.
Vishnu Reddy.
Ronald Daly.
Christopher Martell.
Colin Schobeck.
Max Taggart.
Daniel Telenko.
James Morgan.
Jeffrey Bodley.
Nicholas Brown.
Mark Woods.
Justin Jones.
Derek Henderson.
Jordan Walker.
Charles Mitchell Bowles.
Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering,
Fu Chun Lee.
Thomas Lane Draper.
Sabandra Nonigi.
Colby Kane.
Yamami I.
Tyler Michael Schmidt.
Van Gwen.
Joseph Wells.
Hong Fong Tri Tran.
Mackenzie Smith.
Jorge Erosa Corcuera.
John Horn.
Laxmi Adhikari.
Ryan Hillam.
Tej Singh.
Josh Jensen.
And now candidates for the Bachelors of Science in Material Science and Engineering. Caitlin Arendt.
Logan Whitehead.
Nick Flinner.
Carlo Valence.
Michael Hanna.
Eric Soto.
Stephen Wallace.
Jafar Alaham.
David Fan.
Hussein Al Asser.
Shokaria Rajabi.
Alejandro Medinilla.
Thomas John Goetz.
Megan Marie Kilburn.
Nate Kester.
Joseph Bolton.
Max Calhoun Golant.
Crystal Shima Bukurao.
Sierra Marinda Pratt.
Henry Stefan.
Megan Elizabeth Beauty.
Devin Weeder.
And now candidates for the Bachelors of Science in Mechanical Engineering. Kevin Kusuda.
Jeremiah Dort.
Christy Thane, and someone special in her life. Our youngest graduate, I think.
Daniel Thompson.
Richard Didier.
Ethan Stainer.
Brian Moore.
Brendan Haywood.
Bryson Murray.
Wyatt Jackson.
Michael Hansen.
Jason Christensen.
J. Thomas Jenkins.
Helena Dopita.
Marcia Light Barker.
Kirsten Eliason.
Cameron Robinson.
Jamie Bain.
Matthew Brady.
Spencer Ogden.
Todd Critchlow.
Spencer Taylor.
David Elwell.
Ryan Erfurt.
Kyle Armstrong.
Alex Sprung.
David Alvino.
Griffin Gilbert.
Curtis Eldridge.
Jeff Thomas.
Jonathan Hardy, cum laude.
Omar Fabian.
Joshua Bello.
Trevor Nye.
Jonathan Taylor.
Yuhong Liu.
Matt Johnson.
Young Lee.
Carly Beardall.
Andrea Barlow.
Daryl M. Peterson.
Tim Blazard.
Patrick Adamson.
Dallin Strong.
Cody Wayment.
Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. Natalie McMullen.
Justin Wetstein.
Crystal Vivian.
Christian Bauer.
Asali Jr. Maitailau.
Adam Terry.
Ryan McMillan.
Tyler Green.
Jonathan McDonald.
Zachary Wild.
David Onken.
Gio Abdullahi Ozoroya.
John Schuyler Chase.
Andrew Young.
Andrew M. Clark.
Paul Kennington Jepson.
Wesley Gormley.
Michael Patrick Pell.
Michael Smith.
Kelby Oke.
John Lukey.
Matthew Pell.
James Bloom.
Cyrus Jordan.
Ethan Hayes.
Brandon Link.
Douglas Hitchcock.
Robert Stevens.
Stephen Douglas Burnett III.
Zachary Walker, summa cum laude.
Jeffrey Brock.
Jose Ramirez.
Hannah Jane Brock.
Jordan Johnson.
Jingong Jung.
Bean Nguyen.
Alex Gritton.
Joey Bourne.
Anthony Jordan Wanless.
Stephen Paulus.
Rory Savage.
Yan Zhanghui.
William Ford.
Mohammed Saiful Osmi Zachary.
Andrew Johnson.
Thomas Carpenter.
Taylor John Stapleton.
Sharon Emmanuel Samuel.
Leslie Baker, summa cum laude.
Omar Fiores Gonzalez.
Ryan Sargent.
James Alexander Harris. Eric Green.
Tyler Robinson.
Michael Bills.
Carl Tharp.
Bradley Barber.
Alma Knudsen.
Lucas Constanius.
Cody Wayne Foltz.
Corey Pym.
Tyler Chapman.
Carolyn Biggs, magna cum laude.
Kent Fun.
Sophia Lay.
Brandon Freed.
Alexander Olson.
Hua Dong.
Kyle Kersey.
Daniel Sanders.
Parker Okabe.
Len Duell.
Sean Troiner.
Donald Robert McPartland III.
Dave Brimley.
Greg Lewis.
North Parker.
Kyle Hearn.
Benjamin Stoddard.
Fenton Whetstone.
Gregory Newman.
Greg Barrett.
Jeffrey Shady.
Montasir Omar.
Samuel Dupre.
Brian Kendall Smith.
Benjamin O'Hara.
Colton Lillywhite.
Michael Nguyen.
Patrick Nolan Eccles.
Nicholas Crocker.
Joshua Dawson.
Peter Krevling.
Samuel Sweet.
Clay Odd.
Aaron Zettler.
Alberto Puga.
James Eisenhower.
Boston Allen Walbeck.
Alex James Stout.
Daniel Bejarano.
Kyle Ray.
Joshua Corey.
Michael Brown, summa cum laude.
Daniel G. Pett.
Seth Porter.
Dawn Fine.
Taylor Scott.
Rachel Ware.
Braden Bodley.
Jarn Peck.
Blake Bartlett.
Parker Vance.
Melinda Lindhorst.
Kevin Hahn.
Joseph Lee.
Taejun Her.
Shin Si Chang.
Andrew Blanco.
Xiao Yu.
Scott Harris Blackhurst.
Guan Xiang Wu.
Kyle Dewey.
Zi Yao Chen.
Peter Douglas Vanderwilt.
Jung Woon Yu.
Shane Shoemaker.
Jamie Young.
Taylor James Swan.
Timothy Winchester, summa cum laude.
Matthew D. Adamson.
Sungman Kim.
Kelton Gubler.
Young Soo Choi.
Bo Frecklinton.
Jace Wad Bordell. Jeff Jacobson.
David Featherstone.
Daniel Henriksen.
Doug Beard.
Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering. Chao Win.
Zhang Shua.
Trami Nguyen.
Peng Yang.
Tyler Martinson.
Will Wu.
Ruben Gotardi.
Kakchi Chong.
Nathan Hansen.
Mark Jeffrey Wiest.
Denver Hagat.
Cody Steele.
Zachary Lott.
Robert Thorick III.
Zachary Toulson.
Carl Espel.
Philip Bradbury.
Samuel DeBall.
Trevor Brewer.
Travis Pearson.
James Nathan Jean Murdoch.
Jerem Taylor.
Ryan Jones.
Rajat Thakadith.
Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering. Gukbo Kim.
Dustin Delahunt.
Logan Remillard.
Austin Eastman.
Bod Chagendni.
Andrew Salati.
Douglas Gailey. Branton Daniel Pay.
Jason Castillo.
Cameron Love.
Adam Daly.
Lyndon Wixom.
Brian Willard.
Andrea Misanovich.
Stephen D. Hunter.
Jacqueline Urena.
Colin Inchausti.
Brett Daniel Johansson.
Lord Roger Allen Backman.
Sareth Takadeth.
William Keavihatketia Olaho Gibson.
Evan Wilson.
Joshua Chittister, magna cum laude.
Troy D. XD.
Michelle Waitress.
Wen Huan Ju.
Keaton Rich.
Jordan Wu. Trent Wiscombe. Andrew Unsworth. Michael MP. Matthew Dixon. Samuel Judd. Michael Scott. Nicholas Joseph Hatton, magna cum laude. Brian Serda. T. Wynn. Stephen Reynolds. Min. Jeff Anderson. Mark Miono. Yi-Chen Cheng. Skylar Coons. Chong Jae Wong. Henrik Johannes Yitberek. Kexon Howe. Calvin Joe. Yu Junhong.
Thank you. Congratulations. As the Dean of Engineering, and under the direction of President Pershing, I now confer your degrees. Undergraduates, you may now move the tassel of your cap from the right to the left side. Graduates, you may move the tassel of your cap from the left to the right. Congratulations to all of you. There are many staff members in the Dean's office and in the departments who help make this event run smoothly. This group is organized by Monica Heaton. We wish to thank them all. A special thanks to Michael Kay and Kristen Madden for reading the graduates' names, and to Brenda Brown and the Maywood String Quartet, who have provided music for our convocation. We will now begin the recessional. Grand Marshal Dan Adams will lead the way.
Will the audience please rise?